busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose.
And look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he goes.
Start that again. This week's podcast, Fumbling the Bag, is brought to you by Tylenol, Cold and Flu, and Vape O Cool Severe by Vicks. I've been sick as fuck, guys. Sorry this is late. We're back, though. We aren't quitting the show.
We're moving forward, man. It is week 13.
Yeah, seriously.
NFL.
It's, picks against the spread. It's been a rough go in November, so we're going to turn the page in December. I'm going to pop a Vapo Cool, get my antioxidants as well, and we'll start talking football. The first game, you probably won't even see this. The game probably already started. Is my Buffalo Bills going on the road to New England. I've seen it at 3.5. We'll call it a 3.
Yeah, I got it at 3.5 also.
We don't really need to talk, like I said, much about it. You'll maybe,
Great matchup, though. I mean,
they'll believe our picks. They know I'm taking Buffalo. Ever since I started taking Buffalo every week.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't hit in a month, so.
Well, I don't know why I call it a great matchup. I think this is like a semi sort of rivalry, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you got to think the Patriots have owned Buffalo for fucking 15, 20 years now.
Yes.
But the page has turned. It's Josh Allen's time. Bills haven't covered in a month. I think they're due. You're on the same page?
No.
Oh, wow. Damn.
No, you're right. New England has, destroyed these guys. But the last 5 matchups, Buffalo has won 4 of the last 5. Buffalo's struggling a little bit, as far as ATS-wise.
They haven't covered for
They
shit.
have not covered, man. I think that elbow injury is affecting Allen somewhat.
It has to, yeah. Offensive line plays have been bad too. So
The offensive line has been injured. I mean, we talked about it before the show. Von Miller is hurt.
Yeah,
got hurt during the Detroit
He's
game.
not out for the year. He'll be back, but
they
will still have a chance for Super Bowl. Don't get that fucked up.
Listen, they're still winning games.
People are counting them out. And it was funny. I looked at this point last year when New England played Buffalo in Buffalo, that crazy win game. Mm-hmm. When Buffalo lost that game, they're 7-5. So people were writing them right off. They're 8-3 right now, and they haven't lost a game by more than 3 points, and people are writing them off again. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Buffalo all day for me.
The reason I took New England is 3.5.
3.5
is because
game.
Buffalo, they have not covered a spread in a while. Belichick is still Belichick. New England's at home. I think Belichick can make something happen, and New England still needs to win to be
in the division.
Yes.
It's a fight.
They got to do it, So
it truly
and
is.
it's the Thursday game. Thursday games are very weird to me.
Here's the thing about that. Both teams are actually on a normal-ish schedule of rest because they did both play on Thanksgiving. And then they get the mini-bye next week, which, watch out for the Bills to beat the Jets by 30. Just saying.
The next one. Okay.
That's on the schedule. So we'll move it on from there. Let's go to our hometown game here in Detroit. Jacksonville is coming to our beautiful city of Detroit, coming into Ford Field to play the Lions. Lions are a 1-point favorite. Who do you like in this game?
I like the Lions, man. The Lions have momentum right now, man.
Fuck yeah, they do.
And, they're 4-0 ATS in the last 4 overall, and 5-1 ATS in the last 6 games, man. So they're covering. Win or lose, they are covering.
Yeah, they are, I think, 7-4 on the year, you said? They're right there near the top of the league and covering, and they did it last year too. They're like Vegas's team. Is it like there's just like a Detroit hate or something in football, or they like skewing the lines to Detroit? I don't know, but I'm with you in the fact that there's no basis here besides they're a decent home team. They show it every time they play at home. I mean, there was the bad, Seattle game, and they blew the lead to Miami, and even Philadelphia. Yeah, they've lost their games. There's a reason they're 4-7.
Right.
But look at what the performance they gave on Thanksgiving. That game mattered. The game against the Packers, that mattered at home. And they don't have many home games left. They're going to be on the road a lot more towards the end of the year.
True.
Let's see. Jags have also, this is my one tidbit, Jags, when they play on the road, they've lost 21 of their last 22. So when it comes in terms of giving up a point, I'll do it. Sign me up for Detroit here.
Yeah, I mean, the Jags, they have won, 2 of their last 3 games. They played, pretty well against Baltimore, but we all know that Baltimore gives up, big leads.
They're a first half team if I've ever seen one.
And that's a good betting thing right there for people.
Go bet Baltimore first half
Yes.
because that was a really bad loss.
It really was.
However, they're still a really good team.
Yeah. I mean, the Jags are the Jags, man. But I think Detroit is playing they're exuding confidence now, too. It seems like they're trying to get, over the hump as far as being like a legitimate team.
Yeah, they don't have to, now play for a draft pick, like if they lose out, because the Rams are going to give the Lions probably a top 5 pick.
Yep.
They fell off a cliff. Fuck them picks is coming back to haunt the Rams.
Yes.
So hopefully we get a stud out of that. I really hope the Lions do, because it's not that I hate the Lions. They just broke my heart one too many times for me to root for them.
Yeah.
So I moved on.
Well, another story, but I'm just going to ask you, do you think they should go defense with this pick?
If you get Will Anderson, yeah.
Okay. No quarterback then, no QB.
I think they're gonna live and die by Goff at the moment.
For the next few years and a couple years, maybe.
I think they'll give him, if they don't get Lamar Jackson or something along that line,
Yeah.
because they have. If Jameson Williams pans out to anything near what's Amon-Ra is doing, the sun god himself,
Right.
I mean that's a duo any quarterback really can work with. Like look at what Goff was working with in. LA, he had Cooper Kupp, he had Robert Woods, when Robert Woods was, a lot better player before the injuries.
Yes.
And he was still working, and even, obviously, OBJ was on that Super Bowl winning team with them. I'm going to have to kill my cat. I'll walk off this camera for a second. Dexter, get the fuck out.
Well, no, OBJ came when Stafford was there that year. He didn't have OBJ. OBJ, I think, was still with the Giants.
OBJ came in during the Super Bowl run near the trade deadline. So, he had that final 8 games or whatever.
Right,
He went and got that first touchdown.
He did.
Cashed my mom with that out that day.
Hurt himself before he got hurt.
Yeah, it was a non-contact, right? Yeah, I thought it was like a non-contact.
Man. It was, and it hurt me.
And he's shopping. Yeah, he's shopping right now. I guess the Giants is the rumor. He is
going back, huh?
That's the first rumor. It's the finalists are the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Bills.
Okay. Well, you heard about the incident on the plane?
I think it's funny.
That?
Yeah, I don't care. No,
so
the Bills are probably out because they're like, their organization doesn't really put up with that. Look up Matt Araiza if you want to know about the punt god and why he's not in Buffalo. Okay. Buffalo don't need to punt anyway, so it's fine.
Right, I rarely see them punt.
So it's a character, organization. It's based on that. They want him, I'm sure, but I think Jerry Jones is going to get what he wants.
He always does.
And they're still going to lose in the first or second round.
True. I'll vouch for that one, too. I like the Lions, though.
Lions, man. That's easy. And they're 5-7. They're still in striking position, and they still get they're not playing for, draft. Because, you start out 1-6.
Right.
You think from there it's full tank? No, full go.
Nah, they're playing to win. And what spread do you have that? I have basically. I got
it 1. Yeah, it's basically a pick'em. So
okay, all right.
Let's move it on from there. This whole slate this week, one of the funnest watching weeks of the year. I will be watching games like a maniac this week because last week I really didn't. What the fuck? Yeah, I didn't really watch Sunday games. I was out at the game on Thanksgiving, and then Sunday last week I didn't really watch games because I was at a game. So
right.
I've been out of the loop when it comes to in terms of watching 5 games at one time.
Hey, man, it takes up a lot of your time, too. I don't think I even watched a lot of games last Sunday either.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Rams-Chiefs for, like, fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
That was it.
And that, that was not that entertaining because we all knew what was going to happen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And they covered that fucking 15.5, too, which,
Barely, but they did.
That was the funny part about last week. Remember at the end of the show, you're like, you missed that game. I'm like, I don't care, Chiefs by any number.
By any number, yes.
Should have been my lock, but I forgot to also acknowledge the lock last week for me was Tennessee. Thanks for missing the 35-yarder and a push for me. And then, the bad management at the end of the game. 2-9-1 on the year for me in locks on Sunday, that is.
Well, I'm 15-11 in locks.
Trash.
I could be better still. I'm moving forward with that though. I'm trying to give y'all all the locks, man. I did well in my locks last week. I think I went 2-0.
Yeah, I think we're striking distance. Like, I'm not 20 games under. I'm not 20 games over. Things tend to turn around. End of the year, we should know what's going on by now. We've watched enough football.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's move on. Vikings hosting the New York Jets. Vikings, they're a 3-point favorite. I should have really wrote the under-over for these games, but we won't even approach that this week. This is a weird game. It's a weird number. Yeah, I think the Vikings are, 8-2, 9-2?
Mm-hmm. I think they're 9-2. Or maybe 8-2.
Vikings are 8-0 as a moneyline favorite this year also. However, when it comes to covering the spread, 5-1 from my book that I bet on, that is. Because every book is different too. It's me and you always try to, tell the viewer these records you might hear from people are different because, hey, I might have bet this at 7.5, might have bet it at 8.5.
Yes.
It was a win at
right.
It was a win at 8. It was a loss at 8.5. Like,
yeah, that is absolutely correct.
But what do you feel for the Jets and Magic Mike?
You know how I feel about the Vikings, of course.
Frauds.
Mike White he's come. He's here.
He's magic. Right? He's magic. I like him. I do like him. I like the. I like the Jets. Also, It's not. I don't think they're a bad team. They get a bad rep. That defense is top 10 in the league. If you look at any other statistics, especially advanced ones, they're there, man.
I like the Jets. I got it at 3, +3. I don't know how the other books. How did you get at +3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3.
So I think that they can. Play with the Vikings. I know the Vikings are at home. It's a 1:00 game, so Kurt can exhale.
See, you just gave up the ghost.
Right, yeah,
Primetime Kirk is gonna cook.
Right, that's true.
Get the chains out.
Jets are 4-1 ATS, depending on what book that you're in. In the last 5 road games. Okay?
Yeah, so they cover on the road.
Yeah, they're 6-2 ATS.
They're due for an L.
Overall.
So you mentioned Kirk Cousins' prime time. His prime time's 1 p.m. However, they're dead last in passing yards allowed per game.
Wow.
That is something that scares me for the Vikings. I'm still taking them. I'm still in on the 3. I think it's a good play.
Okay.
The public is actually backing the Jets this week too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be a publicly backed dog, and I think you're going to get a lot of sharp money on the Vikings side, honestly. But I can see this game being it could even be a push. It really looks like a field goal game to me in terms of what both of these teams do well.
Yeah.
And look at the Vikings too. Their rushing offense this year ranks 25th. They're not getting it done on the ground.
And which is amazing to me because, they have pretty good rushers. Their offensive line is a story that's telling though.
Yeah.
Because of that, the ranking that they're at. I don't know. I think is the way their record is, I think there's still some frauds. I think they are fraudulent.
I mean, they're no more as frauds as the Jets.
So both
they're both kind of frauds to me, and I like the Jets. I don't like the fucking Vikings.
Yeah. Well, the reason that I'm not going to call the Jets frauds, I call them a fraud, just one fraud, is because of their defense.
Yeah,
I mean, their defense
that's
is
legit. Yeah,
it's legit. Defense wins games.
They do.
Regular season games.
I mean, look, and they've beat good teams.
And they've
It's
beaten
not
good
that
teams,
They
yeah.
haven't beat bad teams. Would they beat? They didn't beat Cincinnati or the Bengals, but they did beat the Bills.
Right.
They did beat the Packers when people still thought the Packers had something in them.
Yeah.
And who'd they beat last week? The Bears. After Justin Fields was gone, but
Bears,
they won
yeah.
convincingly.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like you said, defense does win.
It wins, and we didn't think that the Jets were going to have a winning season at this point.
No, I thought they were a
During the
team to
season.
bet, but I didn't think they would be 7-4.
Exactly.
So-
I got the Jets
All
plus
right.
3. It might be a push though. You're right.
That's really what it looks like. If I give Vikings 2.5, I'd take it. Let's move on. Titans of Tennessee going to the Philadelphia Eagles. I got this number at 4.5 today is what I seen, so it's moving in favor of the Eagles. If you want to bet the Eagles, get that 4.5 now, because I seen it at 5.5 for the Titans. However, I am in on the Titans after I thought about it. I think that's a good bet. I don't know why. I think it's because Titans, second in the league in rushing yards per game.
Exactly.
They're like fourth to dead last in passing yards. You got to think they didn't have Tannehill for a couple games. Like, Malik Willis threw like 10 times in a game or something.
Right.
And
right.
they still held their own. They still held their own.
Well, the Eagles don't have a very good run defense either. So this kind of works in the Titans' favor. Although Tennessee does not really have a good passing defense. So, but I am confident in the Titans' running game.
Can Hurts throw on them like that, though? Because, they rank, like 18th in the league passing yards a game. They're like third in rushing. They run the fucking shit out of the ball, and they get, total yards per game. Good.
Well, I think the X factor will probably be A.J. Brown. And this is going to be a revenge game for A.J. Brown, too.
Yeah. This game, this podcast is also brought to you by hand sanitizer. So, yeah.
Just hand sanitizer.
Okay. Generic brand. Yeah, you're going to see me.
You can even make it, folks.
I'm making it through. I'm making it through this episode. It's going to be a rough one, but I got this.
I think Tennessee will feed Henry the ball all game.
Yeah, I think that's the game flow is just keep it close, keep it to a field goal.
Yeah.
Let the rushing, let the pass rush work its way too. Like, I don't know if Simmons is back, but
yes.
They, Titans are 8-3 against the spread also this year. I didn't really notice that. And so,
Titans were putting in work.
Coming into last week, I was like, oh, yeah. And then, Titans have won last 4 as dogs against NFC opponents. Let's see. Philly's going to struggle probably with rushing defense. Also, they rank middle of the pack. They should get Jordan Davis back. They signed Ndamukong Suh.
They did.
I mean, at this point of his career, he's basically a one-down player, third-down kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
He'll probably be, switching in and out with Davis if he comes back. Because obviously Fletcher Cox is the heart and soul of that defensive line.
Right.
And
I like the pickup, though. I do like that. I mean, at least they're being active. They're being proactive.
Yeah, and they should be for a team, that is on the cusp of, possibly getting a 1C, making a run in the playoffs. By all means, win your division first of all.
Yeah.
Because that's the NFC beast this year, which, we were all wrong on our under-over predictions where we said take the under on every team. They'll all be bad again this year.
Hey, please forgive us.
I don't even know how to... Yeah. At least there's like 10 views on that video. That was like a test run for the podcast.
Hey, so for you 10, forgive us.
Yeah. 2 of those views are probably me testing out if the video uploaded. So, anyways,
I like the Titans win. They'll keep it close.
Let's do one more before a little break here. It's the Denver Broncos.
Oh, man.
Every time I have to speak their name, I laugh because they're just a funny team. Did you know half of the team went to his birthday party? Only half. That was news yesterday. Yeah, Denver goes to Baltimore. They're 8.5-point dogs. Everyone still hates Russell Wilson, but For me, they still have a top 10 defense. Ravens don't cover at home. They haven't covered at home at all this year.
Yeah.
It's Broncos country. Let's ride for me. So what do you got?
I got Baltimore, man. I think I said all this stuff about Baltimore not covering, right? But I think this is the only team probably in the league that they can cover against right now, because Denver's a shit show right now, man. Did you see the defensive lineman basically cussing out? I don't know if he said cuss words,
I seen.
He got up all in Russell's face.
Good.
Russell needed that, right? I mean, somebody needed to do it, right? But it seems like the team is just, it's
that team's divided.
They're divided, yes.
Yeah, it sucks.
So I cannot go with Denver in this one.
It's really funny to me because we're really talking about how many people went to this man's fucking birthday party. What are we doing here? If half the team win, I'd say that's favorable.
Yeah.
But if it was Patrick Mahomes, the whole team's gonna be there. They're all stunting for their boy.
Well, let me ask right. Let me ask you this though: if Denver was winning, would more people have went to that birthday celebration?
Absolutely, but you gotta look at what he's working with too.
Oh yeah,
Jerry Jeudy hasn't played, I think, now going on week 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cortland Sutton, has he really made any noise this year?
No.
Albert O was a big fucking bust at tight end.
Yeah.
They really haven't had anyone to throw to. KJ Hamler was out for the year. They were who the fuck was the guy? He started as a QB during the COVID year because all the QBs were in COVID protocol. Right. He was out there catching passes last week. He had 5 catches. Yeah, no, he was a receiver. Wow. And he had to come in and play quarterback for that game. You remember that against the Saints?
I do remember that.
They got blown out 40-0.
I mean, we could talk about the players all day not doing anything. But what about the coaching too? The coaching
Hackett's been bad. The coaching's bad.
Yes.
You can't me and you that was as close as calling an easy one last week. Me and you were just 1 point Carolina. Ooh.
Yeah, I got the under on that. That lock hit. That was the game.
However, I can see the Ravens just doing what they do. First half team. They'll be up by 14, 21 or something, and they'll let Russell Wilson come in. My favorite part, I don't know if this is true or what, I could just see it happening because it's just so comical at this point. Russell Wilson, he's just a human bit. He's a character. And there was one little bit I seen where it's just him coming off the sideline it's Russell Wilson time after being down 23-10 to the Panthers. Just him thinking that. Just I could see him doing that. That's the kind of guy he is. That's how corny he is. That's why no one wants to play for him.
I mean, when he makes his little speeches or whatever, it's great morale, but it doesn't.
It's not even great morale. It's not even good morale. That shit's fucking bad.
It's bad.
It depends on who you are, of course. Yeah, it depends on who you are. Of course, me being doing the midfield before a game isn't doing it for me, or God, family, TikTok dances, or whatever. It doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry.
But, I mean, why does he do that, though? Is it a way to make himself, boost his ego or his confidence level? Or is it just something that, okay, I'm Russell Wilson, they expect me to do some stupid shit like this?
Let
me continue it.
I think he has to be a caricature of what he thinks a star NFL QB is.
Well, I mean, is he going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done? What are we saying?
I wish, the term Hall of Famer is loosely used these days because in the statistical era we are in now, everyone's a Hall of Famer technically.
Okay.
But the game has changed.
Yeah.
Just because he has, 2 Super Bowl appearances and a win, it means a lot. Probably enough to get him in. Still a cornball. Also, it's Russell Wilson time.
Do they judge on cornballness for the Hall of Fame?
No. But
that's a
you got to think he has peers that will be voting him in, most of them from the media. If the media turns on him, he therefore won't get in.
Yeah, and that's why it's a little suspect, in terms of the voting. in the process of it. But, I've been to the Hall of Fame, man. That is, you can just, it's different, man. You can feel the energy, in that building and the bust and all of that, man. It's incredible, man.
God, I have one more fucking dumb thing to say about Russell Wilson too.
Go ahead.
No, I wish I remembered. I wish I remembered. He's so fucking corny. I hate the guy, but I love him at the same time because I'm just like, wow, he's so easily dunked on all the
I loved him better when he won, though. That corniness gets old after you losing.
I remember now. He has 12 bathrooms in his house.
Oh, yeah.
He has 7 touchdown passes on the year. Maybe 8. Bathrooms winning through 12, 13 weeks. They might win. Bathrooms might beat him.
I guarantee you all of them clean, too, man.
Yeah, that's
even
fucked.
the main one he
so
uses.
Fucked, yeah. And his fucking shit stinks. But, yeah, we'll move it on from there. This is the game you've all been waiting to hear us talk about. It has been 700 days since Deshaun Watson has stepped on an NFL field and thrown a pass. He has how many accusations against him? I can't remember. Around 30.
Yeah, we lost
he
count.
probably did. He's probably like Bill Cosby, but he's back. He's playing. He didn't get Ray Rice out the league. He's playing his, old team, who also isn't complicit in, if any of this is true, obviously very complicit. However, we have to talk about football here. That is what we do. We have to keep a normal bias about this. No matter how much you might hate the guy, he might be a total pervert. He might be totally a fraud. But in my opinion, if this would happen every day, there'd be 30 women coming after every single NFL player every day if this was true. So we will get to it. The Cleveland Browns are going to the Houston Texans. Houston's 1-9-1. They fucking stink. They're 7-point home dogs. Watson, I didn't even like what I seen from the preseason because it's been so long. Do you think there's rust for him to play in the NFL game? And do you think he even plays the whole game?
I think he plays the whole game, but there's going to be a hell of a lot of rust, man. He's been out for 2 full years. So, he has been practicing with the team, though.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of pressure on him because of the pressure that he put on himself when he did all this, so allegedly did all this shit. But, as far as the game is concerned, I think Cleveland's going to run amok on Texans. Texans are really bad.
That's what scares me. Yeah, I know.
Fucking 9, really?
And they got fucking spanked last week against the
really
Fins.
did. Yes.
However, Cleveland run defense ranks about 25th in the league.
Yeah.
I know Houston has the worst run defense in the league, so
right.
You might want to cash your Chubb 2-touchdown ticket right now. Honestly, if you really wanted to bet that, I think that's like a great prop bet.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I think it's probably around 4 or 5 to 1. You're probably not getting much value on it, to be honest, because they're gonna run all over them.
Parlay that shit.
There you go. Parlay it. Yeah, parlay it with Houston +7 because I actually like the counter opposite. I like Dameon Pierce. That's my guy. He's
okay.
He's not gonna be rookie of the year or offensive rookie. That's gonna be my guy, Kenneth Walker III. Go Sparty. I know they got whooped by Notre Dame last night. We will talk about that later.
Yes.
But Pierce will be able to run all over Cleveland as well. I think if it depends on the QB. We can't have Kyle. If Kyle Allen starts at QB, I'm changing this pick. Kyle Allen cannot start at QB. I'll have Davis Mills.
Oh, my God.
Like, that's just first and foremost. I cannot have fucking that guy at QB. It was pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I like Houston +7. I think the rust, from Watson will be a little bad. There's going to be a little oil on that ball from all the massages he was getting.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Slipping through some receivers' hands. It's not going to be good for my guy.
Well, also, I do say that he did put pressure on himself, but I think the gridiron is his safe haven. And although he has not played in a while, there is going to be rust. But who knows? This guy might fuck around and have a very good game. But the thing is, they're going to run the ball. That's the makeup of their team. So they're going to run the heck out of the ball anyway.
First and foremost, they're running 30 times.
Yeah.
That is going to be the makeup of their every single game they play. Probably the rest of the year. Like I said, them losing a couple games like they did were huge. If they beat like the Chargers and they don't fuck up the Jets, they're all of a sudden in the playoff picture.
Well, they had a chance to beat the Bills too. We both were at that game.
Yeah.
It's like, they got in their own way, basically.
They did.
I think they're going for next season, but they want to get Deshaun on the right page.
Yeah.
And get ready for next season. But they're still going to play to win this year.
Oh, agree. They could win out and technically be at large, 10-7.
Exactly.
It's six in a row. It's possible.
It's
because here's the thing: Deshaun Watson's ceiling right now is literally either Mr. Unlimited himself at about QB 33 because he's one of the worst. Or he's right there with the Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts conversation. Like, we really don't know where to rank him. I would rank him around, honestly, middle of the pack. You just have to generally put him around there.
Right now.
But he plays such a weak, he got the easiest layup. And even at that part, how many people are going to be at this game just booing this guy for fun?
Man, they're going to be protests, man.
You think people are going to be throwing shit on the field? Like, could it get bad? Like, here's the thing.
One thing about it, though, he used to play for the Texans, so he still has a little bit of love there, I believe. But, protesters travel. Also,
yeah.
So, he going to get some flack, man. He's definitely going to get some flack. But.
Yeah, I seen, people talking, like, about these potential victims, because you can call them victims at this point. They settled. They settled in court.
Okay.
They're talking, like, shit like, oh, they're just in it for money, blah, blah, blah. Why are they going to this game if they don't want to see their abuser? It's to raise awareness, folks. It's not to make it's not about attention for themselves, because, honestly, I don't think any of us, NFL fans... Shit, even the news media know really any of these women's names.
Yes.
If you can name a single one of these victims' names, please enlighten me, because I think they're doing it more for themselves and to raise awareness, like, hey, this is a real thing, and even if it wasn't illegal, he's still a fucking creep.
Well, I think also it kind of makes, if he allegedly did all these things, it kind of makes... not only Cleveland and Houston look bad, because I think Houston was complicit in this too.
Correct.
But it also makes the NFL look bad. I don't care what people say. I mean, a lot of it is on what's my man's name? The what you call him, the head honcho.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the head owner.
Who works for the owners.
Yeah.
But they let him back in. They kind of let him back in. I mean, he was punished, but they let him back in with a huge ass contract.
That was the
Cleveland.
thing, and that was what was interesting to me. He got all the no one's gave out a guaranteed contract like that after this happened.
Right.
So I think it's going to change the structure of the NFL. Also, at the same extent, it would you signing Aaron Judge next year, or look at the Trevor Bauer situation in the MLB. He was basically found innocent. And he still got booted from the league. So, it's about the integrity of these leagues. And, Ray Rice got suspended for 2 games till a video came out. It's like...
Yeah, we haven't seen Ray Rice.
It's nuanced. There's so much nuance to all of it.
It is, man.
So, it's now up to, how he plays. And I guarantee you there's going to be some bounties on his head on the field. Because, remember, the Saints scandal in, I want to say 2015 or something, where they're like, kill Brett Favre.
I give you 10 G's.
Yeah, I'll give you 15. Shit.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a
all
crazy
about
world.
money too, though.
And that's the thing. They think this guy could win a Super Bowl. He has the talent. That Browns team with him, if they play any sort of modicum of defense, they will be a great team for years to come.
Yes.
And he will always have that cloud around him. But guess what? Big Ben did too.
Yeah, Big Ben did, and Big Ben did not get criticized a lot.
No,
for what he allegedly did.
Yeah, he allegedly, much worse.
Much worse, yes.
much worse. Yes, it was one instance, but it was, guys who get, convicted on that are gone for 30 to 50. So
Oh my goodness.
I know we're not talking much about football, but yeah, I'm on Houston 7. You're Cleveland 7.
I'm Cleveland. So,
Yeah, fair enough. I think a lot of people are going to hate bet Houston this week too, but also it almost looks too good to be true. I think that line should be like fucking 12, but
Yeah.
let's move it along to the greatest team besides the Buffalo Bills going to the arch rival New York Giants. Washington, a 2.5-point favorite. These guys haven't lost since I don't know, the end of October. They've been good, really good.
Hot.
And that's like my one note is just like, look at these teams moving just kind of in opposite directions.
Mm-hmm.
Washington started out very slow, and now they're the hottest team in the league. Giants started out at 7-2. They're slowing up a little bit.
Yes.
What do you feel about this game?
I can't get. I'm not going to get in the Commanders' way, man. I'm going with the Commanders. I like the spread that I got to 2.5. It's going to be a field goal game, and it's going to lean to the Commanders for me because they're starting to run the ball. Their defense is getting progressively better. Chase Young should be coming back this week, right?
That is on my notes. Yes.
Okay. Say Giants are, like you said, they're going downwards.
Yeah.
They're spiraling downwards.
And they still can't throw the ball.
And they still can't throw. And Barkley has not been as effective the last few games as he usually
that
has
defensive line's going to wreak havoc.
I believe so.
Chase Young is a game changer. Jonathan Allen's a great tackle.
Mm-hmm.
They got guys.
And I'll tell you this, too. Brian Robinson Jr.
Oh,
had a great game last week.
Are you getting a big hat?
I'm not going to fuck with the big hats.
Oh, dude,
My head is already small enough. You won't even see me if I grab a big hat.
Look like the guy from the Jetsons. What's his name?
You're not talking Elroy, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Call me Elroy Miller then.
There we go.
But I like the Commanders. I think they're going in the right direction, and they realize that, man, that NFC East is a killer. Man, we got to win as many games as we can.
Here's the thing: if they beat the Giants both times, they're probably in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah.
You get to 9-8, you pretty much only need to win one more game at that point.
Yeah.
And I think they have another matchup probably with Dallas as well. That they probably won't win. A couple other matchups that I remember looking at their schedule. A little rough.
Okay.
But whoever wins, 2 of these matchups here, 2-0, probably making playoffs. Because I don't think every single team will make the playoffs in the NFC East.
Okay.
It's just kind of unrealistic, even given the circumstances of how poor the NFC West, the NFC North, and even the NFC. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a possibility, but I still like the Seahawks to maybe sneak in because I believe they get to play the Rams again.
So you're saying at least 3 teams?
Talk about that. So
3 teams would go in the NFC East.
For sure, I'd say 3. I don't think all 4. I'd say the Giants are the odd man left out.
So, yeah, well, both of these teams have a lot to play for in this particular game.
Yeah, huge game. And that's why I said it's one of the most exciting weeks of the year. And, the Deshaun Watson thing, would be big news any other week. But there's just good games all week, man.
So true, man.
So
these are going to be good games to watch, too.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. And we're only on the 1 p.m. slate. I think we'll move to the 4 p.m. slates in a couple more games, but we will move on to a NFC North rivalry game that doesn't mean as much as it should. We got the struggling Green Bay Packers going on the road to your Chicago Bears. Line is set at 5. I don't know if Justin Fields is playing.
Yes. I'm saying I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know if
Rodgers is playing
either. Yeah, both quarterbacks are like kind of iffy on this one.
Yeah, so my betting advice for this would probably just be wait for a real injury report. We're recording this on a Thursday night, still a little early. I would live bet it maybe, or bet it 10 minutes before game time.
Yeah, if you really want to bet this game, just wait for the liveness.
Yeah, but I like Green Bay here, especially if Rodgers plays. He owns them. He really does. And if he really, this is basically the limelight of his career. This is pretty much it for him. He has, I don't know how much more time left. Not much.
Not much, no. So you don't like Jordan Love to come in there and
if Jordan Love plays, I like him too. But if it's Jordan Love versus Justin Fields, I'm gonna take the points.
I would take Fields if Fields plays.
Yeah, I would take them. But
I probably would take him.
My counterpoint to that is Green Bay's defense still isn't the worst in the league. Yeah, they got torched by Philly. However, a lot of teams have gotten torched by Philly. That's
I think it's more or less their running defense.
Yeah, it's the running defense. Exactly. Yeah. You pointed it out perfectly. They have a good secondary. Yeah. I mean, even like when they played against the Bills, they picked off Josh a few times. They could have made that game close.
Yeah, true indeed. Well, they covered the spread in that game, didn't they?
Yeah, I got backdoored. It hurt.
Yeah, I did too.
A lot. Fucking sucked.
Yeah, I'd wait for this one. I mean, I'm taking the Bears for now. But I don't know what quarterback is playing. So, and this is a game that I wouldn't really put any money on anyway, but it's still a rivalry. I respect it still because of the rivalry. It's Packers-Bears.
Like, it'll be, it's one of the classic matchups in the NFL.
So I'm not going to poo-poo it.
No, I'm not poo-pooing this matchup, even though both teams are pretty much out of it for all intents and purposes.
For sure, man.
I just would lean Green Bay in the fact that he hates the Bears. If Rodgers plays, he hates the Bears more than any other team.
Yeah, true.
Probably besides the Lions. I don't know.
3.5. I got it at 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. I seen 5 today.
Yeah, I know it was at 5.
Okay,
and that's interesting that it's
because I checked this maybe an hour before you got here, so
okay, all right.
It moved, but we'll move on. Let's do Pittsburgh going on the road to Atlanta. This is a dogfight in the making. I don't have an incredible lean on this game myself, but I like Pittsburgh, plain and simple. Najee Harris, I need a status report on him. Yeah. Even though Benny Snell played pretty well on Monday.
Yes, he did, man. And one of the things about Atlanta is their run defense is not very good. Okay, so I think Pittsburgh could, I think they could run all over them, man.
See, that's where I got a stat for you. I actually seen Atlanta's rush. Oh, yeah, it's the rush offense. Sorry. Rush offense, though, 5th in the league. Rush defense, yeah, pretty bad. I think it was like 26. Pretty lower tier.
Right.
I just think when TJ Watt is on the field, he makes a big difference. And I know Atlanta's playing. This is a big game. They really, that pick in the end zone, for a team that runs as much as they do, keep pounding the rock at the end zone there. Try to win that game. Mariota ain't winning with his arm.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of a shame, you get to 6-6 there. Now your foot's on the gas. You need this game.
Well, and that's probably how they would win this game is by passing the ball more because, Pitt ranks 8th in rushing defense. I think that's one of the
they're very good rushing defense. Yeah. That's what I was looking at too.
My problem with Pitt right now is that they're not a very good away team.
No.
So
they took one from probably one of the hardest places in the league to play though on Monday.
They did.
So I respect them for that.
In ATL, they still have something to play for, right? I mean, in their division.
Yeah, they do. And you got to think, Steelers are 4-7. I kind of thought they were worse than that.
I know that's okay.
But here's the thing:
good.
Tomlin is fighting for his life not to have his first losing season in 20 years. So
right.
I could see him really wanting this game. He's going to be an asshole any chance he gets, any game he plays in. I like the Steelers. What'd you like on that?
I like the Steelers, man. Right. And I got it. It's almost a pick 'em.
Yeah, I got it at
1.5.
I got 1. Yeah, okay. I seen 1.
I'll
1.5.
On that,
yeah,
man.
That's where I'm at.
Seriously.
Yeah, I would consider it shortlist. Fuck. You have to get the Tylenol out.
Break out the Tyler.
I got a quick story to tell everyone. Don't take 60, what's that, milliliters? 60 milliliters of this shit? Woo! Put you on your fucking ass for about 5 hours, man.
That's like Hennessy, man. That's the Hennessy of coffee.
Right. Put you on your fucking ass. All right. Let's talk about possibly the game of the week. There's so many fun games this week. Like I said, TV's going to be on TVs. I'm going to bring out that TV. I'm bringing out this TV. I'm going to have the laptop. I'm going to have the tablet. I'm going to have the phone. I'm going to have like 6 games at one time this week.
It's going to be a great sports weekend.
Fuck with me on Sunday.
Wise. Yeah,
let me know what's up. But Finns going to the Niners. I believe this is the first game of the afternoon. Sounds about right for it being in California. Finns are a 4-point dog. I'm betting the Niners.
Okay.
Just based on the fact that the Finns are going to have to solely rely on their second, rated pass offense in the league. But Niners are going to put the pressure on them early because they do not have a run game. And what do the Niners do best? They stop the run. They rank first in the league in that category.
Yes.
So that's what scares me. I know McCaffrey's questionable. Deebo Samuel, also questionable. Jimmy Garoppolo, I believe he's also questionable.
Yeah, he has a knee injury. Yes.
Yeah, so it's not good in that regard.
Well, this is the thing about San Fran's defense. Their pass defense is a weakness. I mean, it's not a messed up weakness, but it is a weakness of their defense.
Oh yeah.
So I think Miami could, pass the ball all over them and keep this thing close. But the Dolphins are 2-3 ATS on the road this season, man, and that kind of scares me.
Yeah.
However, the injuries are going to be of significance, man. Elijah Mitchell
out for the
He's
season.
out. Yes.
Yep.
So,
they're going to bring back Tevin Coleman off the practice squad. Watch out for that one.
Right. Well, Tyreek Hill is questionable. I know he's going to play.
They're all good. Yeah, that's the thing. They're all going to play, man.
Yeah, most start will play. He's questionable too, but he should play. But Tua's playing well. I'll say that.
No, he's playing good, man.
He's playing really good. And this is one thing about this whole game. Mike McDaniel used to be the offensive coordinator for San Francisco.
Yep.
So he's probably like, man, I want to win this.
They're both kind of,
Yeah,
under the same new principle of NFL head coach, where they're all analytics, all books, guys. They're not really, they're not your Dan Campbells of the league, where they were in the league for 10 years, kind of worked their way up through interim positions. No, these guys just. It reminds me of Eric Spoelstra when he changed the NBA through his analytics, or what the fuck was the Boston head coach's name for a while?
The guy that got
Brad, whatever. No, not
Brad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Brad.
He's what, front office? He's what?
Yeah, he's GM or front office now. But
yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his last name though.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Just basic ass white guy name.
He used to score for. Not score. He used to coach for Butler.
VCU.
Okay.
Brad Stevens. There we go. I had to
Yes.
think about it. Yeah, it was VCU.
Okay. Yeah. We see how he came up.
Yeah, or that was Shaka Smart, actually. Sorry.
That was Shaka Smart.
Yeah, you might be
think-
right, Butler. Yeah, that sounds right.
I
Yeah.
think it's Butler.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. And the thing about it, and these guys get opportunities like that too. And he made it. It's crazy that Boston let him make his decision on what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to coach anymore.
Well, look at what Boston's doing now. I know we're not an NBA hoops podcast, but 17-4.
Yeah, they're whooping ass, man.
Whooping ass right now.
And for you guys that's betting basketball, take Boston right now. Ride the wave, because they have been covering.
They're covering at a crazy
games,
clip.
yes.
Yeah, like 65% or something.
Oh my gosh, man.
Really good right now.
But,
Haven't been betting NBA, but
yeah.
There's only one NBA game tonight, by the way. It's the Detroit Pistons. They're hosting the Mavs.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know it was only one. Okay.
Luka's in the city right now. Actually, yeah, they're warming up as we speak, so
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
yeah, it'll be a fun game. But yeah, I like the Niners just solely on being the home team, home schematics.
Okay.
They're going to stop the run, so they're going to force them to pass. They'll be able to play. Then at that point, probably, put 4 guys in the box, drop your 7, be able to play like 2 under, make sure Hill and Waddle don't beat you deep, stay tight
Yes.
coverage.
Well, you know what? I mentioned Tua's having a phenomenal season. I think he's like, some people say 3rd or 4th in MVP.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
For MVP. So he's gonna. I think because this is I got it at 3.5. What'd you get it at?
I had 4.
4, okay. If I can keep it at 3.5 or 4, really.
Yeah, take your extra
I think
half
it could
point.
Be,
Yeah,
it could
take
be
your half
a
point.
field goal game. That's why I'm taking the Dolphins.
Fair.
Plus 3.5.
I just think the Niners are gonna be playing for something, more right now. Because if Seattle, which we'll talk about next, if Seattle somehow loses to the Rams, Niners are in the driver's seat, and it won't even be close at that point.
Yes, you're right.
Not been going good for me. Just sick,
Hey, man.
losing my voice, getting too hungover, having too much fun. We're in our final segment of the show, which brings us to kind of the boringer games of the week. We got one that going to be a lot of action, but this one not so much. It's Seattle going to SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. Rams are a 7-point dog at home.
Wow.
That's a really weird number.
I got it at 7.5.
Yeah, I seen 7 earlier.
Okay.
It probably will go to 7 or 8. Give me the Rams.
Okay. All right.
No rhyme or reason.
I was going to ask you why.
NFL's rigged. Rams usually beat the Seahawks also.
Mm-hmm.
Historically, but I mean, this team's pretty fucking bad.
They are.
They're not what people thought they would be. I thought they'd be a middling team. I figured they'd win their division.
Yeah.
None of that happening, and then you look at the injury report this week.
Oh my God.
Whole lot of money not playing for them. So
Brutal, man. Aaron Donald
yeah,
may not play.
they might bench him the rest of the year. Also,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, cover your investment. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a must-win game for Seattle too.
Yes.
But I don't like 7.
That's a messed up number for me too. But you know what? I think it's bounce back time for the Seahawks, man. And what better team to bounce back from than the flailing Rams right now? Stafford, I believe, will not play. I'm not for sure about that, but he's still hurt.
Yeah, it is a nice landing spot for a team that had to go to Germany, took an L, on possibly the softest field ever, where guys couldn't really move around well.
True.
And then, last week's heartbreaker to Vegas, which,
Raiders.
I don't think people saw that coming, but
No.
top 10 offense, man. They, I've been telling you all year, they play. They're good.
Yeah.
Their record doesn't show, but the Raiders aren't that bad. But we're talking about Seattle here. Seattle, also, they kind of remind me of the Giants in a way.
Okay.
They came out on fire. They're kind of going to fizzle out. And my reasoning for taking the Rams here is more or less just offensive ineptitude for Seattle. I think Gino's having a wonderful season, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's going to continue this production level. And I'm probably dead wrong. Probably Seattle is like the lock of the week, and I'm just talking shit here.
And it possibly could be my lock because Seattle is 4th in scoring, 26.5 points a game, man. And I don't see the Rams stopping that, especially with Aaron Donald being hurt. I mean, they haven't been playing great defense anyway. They're so injured, man. And the Seahawks have a 2-game losing streak, so they're trying to bounce back, man. They know that they cannot continue to, be losing games like this.
Yeah, you lose a game and the Niners win a game, it is trouble. And, they're playing not only for a divisional title, wild card is also at stake if you lose this game, too, because you're also competing with the likes of the Giants, which you own the tiebreaker over.
Right.
And the Commanders, which ain't no one beating the rest of the year.
Okay, I'll co-sign on that. Now, your boy Kenneth Walker, he has to run the ball well in this particular game too.
He should be able.
He should be able to.
The Rams are pretty inept, but the game plan kind of was working Sunday against the Chiefs. They were just kind of dink and dunk, small plays. They really kept themselves in it before the turnovers at the end of the game, which were pretty bad.
So you saying that they can continue that recipe? If they can continue that recipe against Seattle, they could possibly be in the game.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of just coach this game well, and you should cover. I don't think they'll win. I think it's a good scenario where, like, Seattle wins but doesn't cover, they win by 6.
Okay.
Just some bullshit like that. I'm not saying, like, oh, I think Seattle is going to get upset here. By no means.
But you think the Rams will cover. I got Seahawks, man. I just think that their offense is just too much for the Rams, and I just think the Rams are not going to score like that. I mean, Seahawks don't have a crazy defense. Don't get me wrong, but the Rams are struggling right now, man.
27-24 Seahawks will be the final. Let's move on to the game of the week. I'm doing this to curse this team. Kansas, since my lock record, 2-9-1, is at stake. Kansas City's the lock, folks. 1.5 I seen today.
Okay. I got 2.5.
It's revenge time. Yeah, 2.5. Any number, Chiefs. Please.
It is revenge time.
Need them to
I
lose
agree with
so
you on
fucking
that.
bad.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I think
shit.
they, and I'm surprised. And I think that may have been why the game was so close against the Rams, although they did cover the spread. The Chiefs did. They may have been thinking about this particular game. I think you got something there with the revenge factor, man, because the Bengals did a number on them in the playoffs.
Yeah, big L's. You know,
Yes.
the Jamar Chase big game in the regular season, followed by the biggest upset in the second half I've seen. I mean,
True.
Chiefs really blew that game, and that started with, a Mahomes pick?
Yep. Mahomes has to play better, though, in this game. And I think Mahomes is going to be the main one that's going to be like, I got you.
Yeah, he's MVP for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's, as of right now, he's probably everyone's MVP. Him or Hurts.
Yeah. Or Hurts. I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't
think they're
put
neck and neck.
I wouldn't put Tua, I wouldn't put Allen there as much as I love him, and I probably wouldn't put it's the QB award of the year. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. Allen was in it for a while though, man. But he's thrown a few of those red zone interceptions.
Yeah.
And so is your boy Mahomes too. He threw one
last week. Yeah.
That really hurt.
It hurt,
I didn't think that they
but
were
when
gonna
you
cover.
win and cover games, it always looks good at the end of the day. When you're Josh Allen winning and not covering, it always looks bad. And people expect when you're MVP, you blow out every single team for 17 weeks of the year. That's not the case.
Now, okay, let me ask you this: who has the most to lose in this game? And I would say the Bengals because they're still trying to get
The Bengals for sure.
Yeah. But, the Chiefs want the league to know and themselves to know that they're upset by last year. And they don't, they want to prove something.
I mean, they're still proving themselves every week. You got to think they are in the mix right now of a divisional race. That both teams are, 7-4-ish?
Yeah.
For the Bengals?
Yes.
Yeah, because they fucking beat Tennessee. God damn it. Fucking Tennessee, man.
Yeah, I thought Tennessee was going to win that game, too.
Yeah, same. But I'm just thinking, revenge is on the mind. I will lock Kansas City because I'm praying for myself to lose money on this because I need them Bills to win this week to get the tiebreaker back because I think the Finns are losing too.
Okay, all right.
My dream scenario is working itself back out. Where the Bills get the 1 seed and, everything goes through Highland.
You got a lot to lose in this or win in this game, too, huh?
Yeah, seriously.
I got the Chiefs, man. Like you said, it's a revenge thing for them. I think they want to continue to roll also, and compete at the level that they're competing at. So
Yeah.
Chiefs all the way for me. It's not going to be a lock for me, but it's going to be like, okay, I think they can do this though.
Yeah, lock for me, man. Go bet your house on it. Even though they don't really cover on the road. But let's move on. We're gonna try and get through these games. I'm starting to tell I'm congested as hell.
Don't snot on the mic.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm fine. I feel fine. I'll have to take more medicine and Vicks. Where are my fucking Vicks at? They're here. We're here. They're sponsored. Not really, but
You might have to make you a little hot toddy too, on top of the Tylenol.
dude, I'll be all fucking jacked up by the time it's 8 for this game. Let's move on. Chargers, a 1 point dog to the all of a sudden hot Las Vegas Raiders. I'm probably going to change my pick to the Raiders, even though the +1 I'm very confused about. Once I looked at injury reports, once I seen Derwin James is questionable, and even more importantly, Corey Linsley for the Chargers, the starting center, might not play. And if you know what happened last time when they played the Broncos, he didn't start, and they didn't cover the number.
Didn't cover, man.
So that's something that worries me. Vegas has been, as I've mentioned in the show, a top 10 offense. Look at their numbers.
Yes.
Not bad.
Yes. I think they're playing the last couple games they've played pretty good. I didn't see them winning those games. So
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get things together. I think I'm going with the Raiders. I can't go against them anymore because they made me look like a fool.
Yeah, a smart man, you, last week told me I can't bet the Chargers as favorites, which you were right. They were 2.5 point favorites.
Yeah.
Didn't cover against the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, they only cover underdog wise.
If they're dogs, you bet them. I like the Chargers here for now, even though I'm very skeptical on the injury report. I would lean that way. I wouldn't tell anyone bet their house on it. Just the way Vegas is playing offensively and the way the Chargers are playing defensively, it could be a recipe for disaster too.
Yeah, well, the Chargers have something to lose in this game, so they're going to be playing really, really hard.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders, they're just trying to get their shit back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Playoffs is not going to happen for them, but they're just trying to get their thing back together.
Agreed.
So I'm going Raiders though.
Yeah,
I'm going Raiders.
And it's they're a publicly backed team this week too.
Okay.
I could see it. Yeah.
And that might change for me too.
Yeah, same. I'm actually not sure what I want to do with this game. God damn, the sinuses, man. I can feel it.
They're messing with you.
Yeah, I feel wheezy, as they say. We got 2 more shitty games to talk about, though. We're almost out of here. I think I can make it. I'm strong.
Right.
We had to record at some point. I've had a lot of fun recording this one because the games are fun. So
Hey, we play hard too, guys. We play hard.
there you go. Yeah. Sunday nighter and Monday nighter, I'm honestly not that interested in. However, we gotta give leans. That's the point of the show. Give some leans, give some insights. If you think we're stupid, bet against us. If you like what we're saying, maybe throw a little sprinkle on it, maybe add a little parlay. Get some action in. Always gamble responsibly. I will not say the number for the hotline. If you got a problem like that, you should just bar yourselves from the books. That is the first thing. And also don't bet on some of these books that fucking put limits on you after you win too much.
Exactly. No way, man.
Yeah, that shit's ridiculous. Predatory.
Yeah, it is, man. That's
I would say some names, but I won't about some of these books. However, Indianapolis is a 10.5 point dog to the home team, Dallas Cowboys. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, Saturday is coming back to life, coming back to reality.
Yeah.
But I still say the Colts cover. 10.5. I know Cowboys. I know the Cowboys. Their offense is clicking. Defense has always been clicking. It is what it is with that. But I just think the Colts. I think the Cowboys are not going to take this game too serious. They're looking for the other opponents after this. So I think the Colts get that back door.
I'm on the contrary end of it. I hate betting big points in a primetime game.
Right.
Obviously didn't go well for me. Primetime was 0-5 last week with Thanksgiving being 3 games. My Thursday record's trashed, folks, as they'd say. I can't do a Donald Trump, but some would say he had the greatest picks ever on a Thursday. It's not true. But here's the thing. Cowboys defense is real. They're first in the league in pass yards allowed. They're first in the league in sacks a game. They're 7th in generating turnovers. Colts, on the other hand, do none of that well. They're like 28th in generating turnovers. They're like 1.8 a game. They've been very bad at passing the ball. Obviously, there was, the Ellinger games where he didn't pass at all, so they rank, bottom tier in the league in pass offense. And the rushing offense hasn't been good either. And also, with the sacks thing, offensive line, which we thought would be top 5 entering the year, largely a letdown. So
Yes.
I like Dallas to click in this game. I think the tank is, it's full tank mode. He got Jeff Saturday got the monkey off his back with the first inaugural win. It's time to tank, fellas. Let's get that top 5 pick. Let's rebuild on next year. We lost our best linebacker to a back injury. I believe he's going to retire also.
Damn, he's a hell of a player, man. They're gonna miss that.
Back injuries will change your life, as
They will.
one man himself knows. My back's destroyed, so Cowboys for me.
I'm going Colts. You make some good, interesting points though.
Yeah,
but, I don't know. I'm going on a whim. I wouldn't dare put any money on this game though.
Like I said, I probably won't bet the prime times this week. I'm betting probably tonight, though. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
As you know, people will probably be seeing this days later, so that doesn't matter. Let's go to Monday night, which I wish I had a real insight. I hate this game, too. New Orleans going to Tampa Bay. New Orleans, 4-point dogs on the road. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Tom Brady, primetime, hasn't been great, even though he's covered this year. Germany,
He has.
A couple other times, besides the Kansas City game.
He pissed me off last week, though.
Oh, yeah, the Browns. That was a pretty bad game. Go Brownies! God, I'm never going to get that lady from behind me at the fucking
She said
game
the
out
Brownies,
of
huh?
That's all she would say, dude. Go
With weed in
Brownies!
it.
Fuck the Bills!
A little THC in the brownies.
Oh, my God, I need some, dude. Fuck. The way I'm feeling, shit.
Oh, man. You're going to need the weed. You're going to need the hot toddy. You're gonna need
Dude.
the Tylenol.
I took a hot-ass shower before this, too.
Oh, yeah. And that does help, though.
Yeah, dude.
Hot showers
Sweat
does
it
help.
out
Right.
any chance I get. But, yeah, I really don't have much to say. Probably won't bet this. All my football viewing will be from 1 to 7 p.m. on Sunday and tonight, obviously.
Right.
I'd say take Tampa, even though history shows New Orleans usually hangs, they hang. However, this New Orleans team is not like versions past.
Yeah.
And they fucking stink.
Well, yeah, Tom Brady, was that Tom Brady or Aaron? I think Tom Brady, though, has problems with Saints sometimes, historically.
It's Tom Brady.
It's Brady, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like Aaron Rodgers. But it's Tom Brady.
Possibly both of them.
Yeah. But you know what? Buccaneers are still trying to get that division set in stone for them. I think they're going to play. It's 3. I got at 3.5. I just don't like the spread. I'm going to go Buccaneers right now. Saints can't score, though, either. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
They can't stop anybody, nor can they score. They were zilch. Wasn't it zilch last game? Did they score 0?
I'd have to look at who they played real quick.
If it wasn't last game, it was the game before that.
It's weird because every team technically played last week, too, because of Thanksgiving.
Right.
Which is weird. You got teams going on bye week 13 and 14. That's insane to me.
It is.
I cannot find who the fuck they played.
That's no big deal, man. But
No,
they.
I'll find it. They played the Niners. They lost 13. That's the second time they got shut out this year.
Now, San Fran has a brilliant defense, though, but, still, this is an NFL, bro. You got to score.
You can't get shut out more than once in a year in the NFL.
So I'm going, but this might be a bounce back game for, the Saints as well, though.
Tampa Bay also needs to win for the divisional title.
Yes,
that
exactly.
is something that is on everyone. And, teams want to play spoiler, too. And technically, the Saints aren't out of it. What are they, 3-8, 4-7?
I think one of those.
Yeah,
one of those. I think they at least have three victories, but I'm going. What am I going? I'll go Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And We got through another week.
Hey, this is week 13, right?
13. Five
Damn.
more.
5 more weeks.
And then we're going to
man.
do a playoff week. So we're going to do 19 weeks. We're taking a break. We'll probably come back for a Super Bowl prop show, I'm thinking.
There we go.
And we'll do some little shows in between.
I'm excited, man. You know, I am so excited, man.
Yeah, shit continues. What do you got for us betting-wise this week? What's your any locks? Anything you're really looking at?
I'm not. You know what? I'm just gonna wait to tweet it. Probably Saturday night, maybe even Friday night. I don't really have any locks, not yet, but I know I will. I'll at least have 2 locks for you guys.
Buffalo tonight. You won't see this until probably Friday or Saturday. If not Sunday, we're recording late. Kansas City. Lock. I've been so bad at this. Please, the curse, work in my favor. Other than that, that's all I got. We'll be back.
Go get them, y'all.
We'll try and be back next week a little earlier. I've been sick and losing my voice and shit. It's been fucked up. Fucked up go. It's been a fucked up go, but hopefully everyone enjoys this. Gamble responsibly. Don't take what we say literally.
Right.
And have a great time, everyone.
Have a great one, guys.